That was a bit hectic. Hello, welcome back. Week 5 of January. I'm at Phil Campbell.
I'm at PCM Creative.
And the audio might be really quiet or weird because we've taken down the mics that would normally come down to this area, and we're re-putting them in at some point, but not yet.
It's going really well. It kind of feels like the panic of December meltdown and Christmas has now recoalesced into something that's quite exciting.
Well, I've rewired, so that helps that things are in a certain place, and the fiber gigs are starting to pick up, and the video, just being able to record video and not being... I'll tell you the thing is, not being annoyed about compression and all that sort of stuff.
So what's special about today?
Well, we did invite a bunch of people. We only probably had 2 or 3 people who were going to come, and they might be busy and they might have forgot. But basically what we've done today a little bit differently is we've started a Google Hangout, and we've set up an event so that people can join us live.
Yeah. So
that they can sort of come in and sit in the chat room. And what I was thinking is that the way that this would work is they would watch all of the programs in one go, and at the end of it, if they had any comments about it, then we could sort of go to the Google Hangout afterwards and sort of do it. But it's an experiment, really.
A bit like studio audience, isn't it? But remotely.
A few bits and pieces I need to work out. But I don't know why this is not on. This is not live to YouTube because the other one was. But anyway.
Okay.
Good. Topics.
Came back from London yesterday.
Yeah.
For the Independent Theatre Arts Committee. And I'm involved at the moment in sort of a restructuring of equity as an organisation, and I think there's a lot of arts cuts going on at the moment, a lot of council cuts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of local city councils, town councils who are trying to evaluate their cuts, and the first thing to go tends to be arts and culture. And there's a big campaign that's just been started with equity, the government, the Arts Council, just to try and appeal to the audience. It's the first time they've started to talk to the audience to say, look, if you like your arts and culture, please do support us. Please do tell your local MPs and councillors that how important it is to you, because it's going to get lost. So I'm interested to see how that campaign goes.
Yeah, there seems to be almost like a precipice of all this kind of panic. I can sort of feel all this sort of like everybody's repositioning themselves to find where the next funding of money and whatever's going to come from.
And there is some funds out there from different places. It's just finding the right projects, and not necessarily the projects that you think are going to tick the boxes. I think it's time to sit back and really think about the project you would like to do and what the implications of them are. Because any project that has an effect on the local community is going to be of interest to a lot of agencies, and anything that isn't exteriorly focused, if it's all internal, then I think that's something that artists need to work on in their practice. Why is it that they aren't sharing? I think we are in the age of sharing.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, sharing in here, we've got drop cams arrived.
Yeah, that was a segue and a half. Was that on the list?
It's Tidy and drop cams are next. We go through this.
I thought it was a good segue. The drop cams are something that I've been wanting for a while. I've been wanting webcams that work independent of a computer, basically, because whenever you connect them to a computer, they seem to go wrong. So
what's the difference between a drop cam HD or the drop cam and the little HD cameras that we're recording on here?
They need a computer.
These ones that we look at need a computer.
Yeah.
So the drop cam
are totally independent.
Wow.
Does you see that black plug in the wall?
Yep.
USB cable to the camera. That's
nice.
it. You don't need any more. So you don't need. So they're low powered. They're independent. They're all self-contained. You've got an app to connect to it. Basically, what they've done is they've disrupted the webcam market, because they've looked at webcams and gone, "Why do you need a computer to power a computer, a webcam?"
And I've noticed as I've been travelling recently that as well as European converters to 13 amp, they're also selling plugs with USBs in them as well.
That's
so
right.
Presumably you set the camera up in the Wi-Fi location
and
you just transfer it to a iPhone plug with a USB in it and go away.
Yeah, I'm thinking that you should be able to drop into any venue, and I think Dropcam are missing a trick actually, because these are perfect for just setting up multiple ones of them at an event.
No, they're just missing us.
And then like an API, I know they're building an API, but some kind of API mashup so that it gets the audio from all the things. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them. They're really good. We've got two. They're on the public. They are public. So if you go to Android App Store and the iPhone App Store, download Dropcam. They're both free apps and they're both on the public store.
Cool.
So public.
Cool. So, tidied up the studio.
Yes.
But it also, in the last year really, we've been doing Wednesday shows, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
On a Wednesday morning. And at some point, we wanted to expand the show base. So we've now got, was it Thursday afternoon we're going to film? Or is it Wednesday afternoon?
Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah. So we've got some more shows coming.
Yeah.
So we've got...
Well, there's a whole bunch really. There's a whole bunch that I've really not sort of finalised in my head. I'd like to bring the Gravity back. I'd like to bring Apathy back. Well, no, I'd like to start Apathy, which is an app show about apps that you install and then just never use.
There's your new Unboxing Ninja.
Yeah, Unboxing Ninja's pretty new.
Yeah. Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little show about how local, small, independent businesses can install a computer for less than 100 quid.
Cool. I'm going to resurrect In Conversation.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to come and have a chat about their tech, where it came from, what they're doing, what projects.
That's very clever. I see how you've done that.
And then this eBay queen.
Oh yes, so we're looking for an eBay queen, and you don't have to wear a tiara or anything like that. But I came up with this idea from seeing the film 40-Year-Old Virgin, and basically there is a woman who runs an eBay store, which is people who go in, take their stuff into the store, and then the person in the store puts it on eBay for you, and then if they sell it, they package it up, send it off, they take a commission for dealing with it. So I thought, wouldn't it be a good idea to have an interactive show where, the stuff that you've acquired in a week from various sources that you're selling on eBay, you do a show about it. I thought that would just be really neat.
That'd be really good.
Yeah.
There's as well as stuff in the studio, we've got projects that we're wanting to do externally. So PCM Projects is working with Tom Geraghty to do an IT infrastructure, which is going to be running in March. So I've been working with Faye Stenson to do a press release from Black and White.
Yeah.
So Tom Geraghty. So there'll be some updates on that in the weeks to come.
Cool.
We've also, in this New Year's, we've had revelations about business and how we fit in, and ethics has been a big conversation, hasn't it, around the homestead table. Yeah. When we've been talking to Daniel Rose Art. So he's kind of the silent partner of Seller 54.
Yeah, I mean we've been talking about. I mean you can't help but see what goes on around you in your day-to-day life, and it's about time that people start to realise that we do live in a globalised world now. We are super hyper connected with each other, and to be thankful of our resources and where they come from, and how do we get them, and how do we share them in our communities. I think what really sparked it for me is when we did TEDx Lace Market in November. Is our speakers would just blew loads of people away because it's sort of the stuff that you just think will be sorted.
I mean, I think it is really important to define and even write down your vision and your perspective and your ethics and your beliefs. And it kind of seems like, of course I believe in good and I believe in world peace. But actually, when someone asks you the question, what do you believe? You kind of, how do I put that into a sentence?
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every day. No, I know what my ethics are. And I kind of want to do a manifesto for the studio in terms of what it is.
You want to do a 10 Commandments kind of thing, isn't
kind
it?
of, without the stone rock chiseling. I don't need that. The last thing I want to add to that was we have our first client who's going on donationware. So a guy who wants full testimonials, and I sort of told him about it yesterday, and while he was a little bit confused, I did a video which is on YouTube about the Spanish bunker and why we're taking donations rather than just doing business to business, B2P, B2B, and I want to do P2P, which is person to person. So I want a person whose business is paying me to sort of pay into the donation so they become part of the project. So we have our first one. So
cool.
That's good to start with.
Well, starting on this Friday.
Yeah.
We're going to be having a meetup in the Lace Market called Lace Market Open Link, and the Open Link gatherings is something I'm hoping to roll out wherever I go and do a project, so that people can kind of follow projects around, and if we're on the ground that it's something that can travel with us in a community. So we're going to be in the Lace House on Friday from 4:30 to 6:30. You can drop in at any time, so it's not like a 2-hour networking event. If you know anything at the moment about the lace market, business developments, there's the Creative Quarter, the City Deal, there's Not TV. So if you've heard about them, if you know anything about them, if you're one of the funding allocators, come along and just contribute. It's a conversation thing. There's no one that's going to stand up and talk. It's just about having a beer on a Friday.
Yeah.
And then Ricky Marr is doing something down at Stony Street. So any creatives who are part of that kind of world, you can go and join Ricky at 6:30, and we are going to stay in the Lace House and have a little drink.
Cool.
So
that's it for this week. We will catch up with you next week in February, and that's it. Goodbye.
Bye.